guys. Give it a few minutes. Once you're here, let us know. Leave a comment. Let us know you're on here. Hey, did you get those gray blue bags? Did they ever get into inventory? Yeah. 36, 37, 38, 39 seconds in. 1 online, 0 thumbs ups. What's up? Hey, did we get these 3 mags on? Yeah. Awesome. You guys, multicam 3 mags right here. Multicam 3 mags. Those will hold AK or M4s. Then we also have OD ones. Padded night vision cases, more of those. Cards. Tons. There's a few hundred grocery bags in motion. Charlie Wood, what's up? Chuck Peoples, what's up? Kerber, what's up? How are you? Big O. Big Oscar. Prepared, what's up, buddy? You coming to Self-reliance? Kerber, what's up? 23 on, 23 Yoder, what's up? Has everybody seen episode 11 of Panic Prepper yet? It is up on YouTube. Man, I'm tired. I'm fucking beat up. Feel beat up. Davenport, what's up? Mark, how are you? Are you freeze drying your chicken cooked or raw? So, in the beginning, we did raw eggs, raw chicken. And I think we even did some raw steaks and stuff. And then I thought, well, if the time comes where we're actually going to use this stuff, fuel will probably be precious. So we cook everything now. Everything's pre-cooked. Everything's pre-cooked. You just went through and moved a ton of shit. Where's that at? Upstairs? Over here. Bob, what's up, man? What's up? That's some accomplishment, dude. Does it look like a lot? It sounds like a fucking lot. Ortiz, what's up? So I got a GoPro Hero 10. Had it on the clamped on the skid steer. Drove the skid steer over to the gas station. Ran over something, and it was my brand new GoPro. Busted the glass lens out, kind of smushed the GoPro. I'm like, it might work. You never know. It turned on and then went and turned off. So we shot all day today with it. I'm very pleased with it. I have the 8 that I typically use. I have a couple 8s. I have a 9 that overheated all the time. We very rarely ever use the 9. And then the 10, pretty badass. I'm actually very pleased with that Hero 10. So I'm gonna buy some more of those. Disruptive, what's up, man? What's going on? Love Day, what's up? Ortiz, Yoder. Disruptive, do you have product for sale? Like, is your stuff on market now? So this is how we've been doing the freeze dry, right? Oh, she's got this thing stuffed full. That's not supposed to. Hey, you have packages over here that don't say what they are. That's some bullshit. That's not supposed to happen. Byron Roberts, what's up? William Gaff, how are you? $27 online, 17 thumbs up. Go ahead and hit those thumbs up for us, guys. We can have this conversation, but I can't do it by myself. Like, you guys have to type some shit out. And I'm not seeing anything for you. So I have a whole lot of shit I can do on a Friday night other than walk around with this fucking big ass iPad in my hands. It wasn't bad. The boys had 2,000 trees planted in about 8 hours. I'm still waiting on Russian mulberries. Bob, I don't think you're gonna get them till next year, is what they told me. I just ordered more trees yesterday, day before, and they had 0 mulberries. And the chick I'm talking to is kind of vague. And then I'm like, hey, if you send me 1,000 business cards or flyers or brochures, I will put that stuff in all of our gift bag handouts for Self-Reliance. And like, she gave me like some vague answers and skipped over that altogether. Like, never even fucking addressed that part. Excited to get the text about OD3 Max Shields. Yeah, we just did them today. Me personally, not yet, but all the FM stuff is out, and some other stuff will come online Q3. Right on, man. Right on. Got the new shirt today, Byron. What do you think of it, man? L10 does. What's up, buddy? What's up? You work at a gun shop? I guess I didn't know that. With all the talk of gun bans, man, I would think that you are about to have quite a spike in business. Love it, and it's true. Prepare to self-rescue. No one is coming to save you. Charlie Wood, thank you, man. Got my multicam black shotgun rig and Memorial Day bag today. Shipping notification for tool apron. Right on, Mandrake toiletry bag. Right on, man. Right on. Thank you for the orders. Is it still hot? It is hot here, Michael. It's hot enough that I'm actually going outside 2 hours. I usually go out at 9 o'clock and take care of everything. I'm going out at 7 and taking care of everything. We just put 50 more meat birds out on grass. So that's another chicken tractor to move every day. That's water. And I've been dragging like 500 feet of hose around, and finally, I don't know why I've been doing that, because I have I have spigots where I can hook up 100-foot hose on several different water faucets and not have to move hose anywhere. So I spent some time this morning hooking hoses up and got out some more waterers, so there's more water on board. And you've got me on Rumble. Ever considered going live on it right after YouTube Live? Invite everyone over there. I've seen others do that. Maybe we'll do that, buddy. I don't know that I can go live over there yet. I don't know if I have enough followers. I'm not sure what that entails. There's another platform that actually looks way better than Rumble, and it's called Rockfish or something like that. Real nice interface. I joined over there, but to be a creator, you have to do a fucking 15-minute phone interview, and I haven't fucking heard from anybody there. But over there, they have, like, you can tip right on, like, while you're watching the video. If you like it, you can fucking tip. I was watching a video, started out when I first saw it, had $2. When it was done, it had $17 on it. And some of these guys' videos have fucking 1 million views on them, so. Rockfin, that's it. It's Rockfin. Rockfin. We flew the drone while planting. Can't see the trees, but the maize looks good from the sky. That's awesome, man. That's the shit right there, though, because in 2 years from now, you fly it again in 6 months, fly it again in 12 months. Like, that's going to be a badass video a couple years from now. Jen Griffin, I've been exhausted and stressed about shoe surgery. Panic for everyone is hysterical. Right on. I feel sunburned right now, and I'm not sunburned at all. It was hot out there. So I think we're gonna see. Is it Maverick? Is that what it's called, or is it Top Gun? We're gonna see that tomorrow, I think. And then when's the Dino one coming? Come on. When's the Dino one coming out? The day after? I mean, week after? Holy shit, those are nice. I don't know. I wish he could do red. He needs to get some Damascus, Thai Damascus. And that blue really came out good. Ammo is the new gold in ammo. Yeah, it is. William Gaff, those are beads, man. Beads for zipper pulls. They're titanium, maybe they're aluminum. Beads for zipper pulls, beads for your knife, for your flashlight. So, like if you have a knife that has a clip like some of the Striders, it sits pretty deep in your pocket. You can just have that kind of sticking out right there on, kind of like just hanging on the front, and you can pull it out very easily with it. Gun parts might be getting scarce. Material price skyrocketed. Yes, the fucking everything price skyrocketed. Wife and I having a kid-free weekend. Probably go see Maverick. Right on every day. Yeah, everybody, I keep hearing it's really good. Had a few guys ask why I listen to you every night and sent them today's Panic Prepper 1. Sent you the message about Rockfin. I love the platform. Guys I watch don't have to. Yeah, they're saying some shit. I'm like, holy shit, you could not say this over on YouTube for sure. But the interface is good. And like the upload speed, like well, no, I haven't uploaded over there. The upload on Rumble is fast. Market saturated. Prediction, they might pass more restrictions. Gun ban might be suicide for them with upcoming elections. Fuck yes, it is. It always is. What are they going to do? Make fucking 90% of the population criminals? Sure they will. We've seen them do it before. They're going to pass laws that fucking nobody is going to abide by. And you keep doing that. You keep doing shit, and people just fucking don't go and abide by what you say. You have lost power. That could very well be the stepping stone. That's the catalyst, right? Well, they just fucking passed a law making, Joe Blow fucking a criminal. Well, fuck, might as well just stop doing some other shit that I've been doing too that I don't want to do. You're gonna die till you're dead. Still cracking up about the tactically installed tight tension yoke. Man, we are still making Friday the 13th shit. There were a lot of them orders. James posted update video everyone should check out. He seems to be facing this part of his life with the same ball. Yeah, he is, man. LW, he is, for sure. Mr. Ike, what's up? Mr. Ike, what's going on? All right, what do we want to talk about? What do we want to discuss? What are we doing this weekend? Like, what's going on? What did you do? I assume most of you have been off work for the last 3-4 hours, right? What have you been doing? I moved maybe 20 bucket loads with the skid steer of wood chips. I chipped up a bunch of trees or put mulch down between and around a bunch of trees and a shit ton of cardboard, big boxes of cardboard, and out on the front drive around apple trees. And then I got 4 loads up top between blueberries and around blueberries. Multiplying hybrid willow cuttings into thousands. Right on. Right on. Where'd you get them, Hunt? Where'd you get hybrid willows from? And what are you doing with them? Are you doing fodder? Is that what you're doing? That's what Bob and I are doing too. What's going to happen with the guns? They think they'll ever get anything passed. I don't know. And keep in mind too, like everybody talking about Biden, right? Biden and the World Health Organization. He's going to sign the treaty. He has to have 3/4 of Congress to ratify it. Are they going to get that, man? I don't know. I mean, the system is fucking broken. The system is broken. Have you seen the interview with the dude who had the Hunter laptop? where Hunter came in and left like the guy that repaired the laptop. Have you seen that interview? You should listen to that shit. Mowed, garden, fed cattle, needing more fruit trees. How many cattle do you have, Travis? How many cows and how much land do those cows sit on? And are you able to grow your own grass or do you have to supplement? Worked in the garden this morning before my job. Worked my job until 7. Worked on furniture. Right on. Sprayed weeds. Mowed the lawn after work. Continuing work and remodel the model. So Tyler, I stopped mowing. Like the lawn here, we can make it look pretty nice. But I've let it grow, right? Because I need the grass to put on big seed heads so that it makes more grass. And bringing sheep in, we need something for them to eat. So I like to cut it at like 2.5 inches. And as long as it is right now, I would cut it at 6. And then a few days later, I'd recut it 4. And then a few days after that, I'd cut it 2.5. And this weekend, next weekend, I might cut some at like 6 inches, maybe 4 inches, just where people are walking. But the majority of it, we're leaving tall. Bought some stakes, PEX tubing, nylon mesh to keep the birds off the block. Oh, that'll help, man. That'll help. Growing them in pots and just rooting water and transplanting to soil. Right on. Installed visor covers, old Tundra I'm rebuilding. What are you doing to the Tundra, Michael? Just 4 at the moment. Where'd that go? Just 4 at the moment. Bought a place 2 years ago, 14 acres. Awesome, man. Fucking good for you. So, hunt. Okay, recruit and recut and water. Fodder, yeah, yes, he says yes. Evening, thanks, John. Order placed and site. Going by Tractor Supply to start getting my chicken setup going. Brian, man, I was watching a dude on the treadmill the other morning who had made a chicken coop out of PVC pipe. But it was like a round arch, right? It was, you couldn't stand up and walk in it, but you could get inside it. Like mine's pretty flat. Mine's probably 24, 30 inches off the ground, and it's made out of 3-inch PVC pipe. But his has a hoop, and I really like it. He's got, he had some cool features. In the bottom corner where he has his feed bowls, he has it basically caged inside. There's a door to the outside, and then he has netting around it so the birds can put their heads through and eat out of the bowls, but they can't get out, and you don't have to go in there to feed them. And then on the pull, on the back end, he's got a bar hanging just on like rope or chain or something. So when you start pulling, it's a few inches from the edge and it pushes the birds forward. Like, I run over birds all the time. I actually broke a pretty little barred rock when I went to move. Like, I go in my big aluminum chicken tractor and I put the feed to the front. But this dummy, she just wasn't up there. When I pulled, it ran over her. So I finally let her out, and her leg was just dangling. And I could take the leg and just like flip it around. So I snapped her head off. And so like, that'd be good to have that bar. That'd be really good to have. Saw a guy on the Will Kane show. I saw that guy on the Will Kane show. Refreshing. Put new front end. Ball joints. Cool, man. If anyone needs willow, let me know. Hunt. I just ordered 100 more 4-foot willows yesterday. I had about 300-400 willow, hybrid willow, hybrid poplar, and white mulberry. And they showed up, like, I thought they were going to be here at our last Self-Reliance Festival. They showed up like a week after. I left them in a box, almost 3 months. I pulled them out, planted them, and the willows all they fucking survived in a box with no moisture for 3 months with no daylight. All the others, I don't think they made it. Do you keep birds for eggs or do you keep some for meat? So everything here can be eaten, right? I keep birds for eggs. We have a lot of eggs. And I have Cornish cross. I've got about 50, I got 42 Cornish cross right now. They'll just be meat birds. And we're super lazy in that, and we're also very lucky that we have people here that cook, and there's a lot of leftovers. So Amanda and I, between that and Mother of Macros, we really don't cook here, her and I, for us. She cooks lunch twice a week. Jeremy cooks lunch 3 times a week. So we grow a lot of meat, and as it gets older or freezer burned or we just have more meat, those chickens get fed to the dogs, and then the rabbits get fed to the dogs. But we have a lot of meat and we can scale. And then as far as birds, I just think barred rocks are real pretty. I think Brahmas are a real pretty chicken, kind of the older, like, and different heritage breed birds. So I brought on this year, I brought on a lot of, from hatcheries, I brought on babies. So I'm gonna actually take probably 3 barred rocks and 1 rooster and set up some individual pens in the back, and actually be able to produce those and breed those pure, just to keep those going should we need to scale that up in the future here. And then the rest of them, I've got 50 birds in a tractor right now that are all egg layers. And that tractor has egg boxes built into it. So we'll just keep dragging it around. But I really have them set up in that manner to mow the grass, shit all over it, scratch it, and fertilize all that soil so that we can grow more grass. And then we're gonna run sheep, and then 3 days behind the sheep we'll drag chickens, but not where they've already been. I mean, I have a upper field up top, which we've never had animals on. So we'll actually run the sheep there first and then pull chickens behind them. Got hooked up with food pantry, and we're getting tons of spoiled oh, that's fucking awesome, man. That is great. Best place to buy breeding rabbits. Right here, Mark. Just come here. Craigslist or Marketplace. On Facebook, Backyard Meat Rabbits. And then, like, we have groups and in Backyard Meat Rabbits, there's people from everywhere. So if you just made a post, hey, I'm in blah, 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 somebody's going to be like, oh, I'm right up the road from you. I've got this, or this, right? So, and then also on Facebook, we have, like, Middle Tennessee Small Livestock, and we have, like, Middle Tennessee Farm and Livestock. So I'm in those groups, and I spend time, I'm in there every day, so it shows me when there's new postings and stuff. Willow's like a weed, yeah. Do you keep birds for eggs mostly? Up 4 a.m. working on putting together a community garden and planting trees. Went to my until 8:30. Worked my personal garden until 9, relaxing with the family. Right on. That's awesome. And yeah, willow is like a weed. You don't even have to put rooting compound on it. Willow, all kinds of willows. And figs, you can do the same with figs. But you could start all kinds of shit. You could even buy them from nurseries. And the magic numbers, like when you buy 100, you get them considerably cheaper. When you buy 1,000, you get them for almost free. And if you took those and potted them and just put them under shade cloth in a row house or something, or on your patio or whatever, and just watered them and barely took care of them, you could fucking sell those. You'd 50x your money almost at 2 years old if you sold them in pots. 200 dragon fruit cuttings, right on. I don't know if I can grow dragon fruit here. Kevin Spirutu, Kevin from Epic Gardener, he's got like dragon fruit alleys, what he calls it. I think he's got like 10 of those plants. Cottonwoods are the same way. Just cut a twig in a bucket. So yeah, for people that don't know, you could take willow and plant it in the ground, and then when it gets about 2 feet tall, take it and run a branch or a twig to the ground next to it, like just 12 inches away, and fucking put some dirt on it. And it will actually grow. You can actually weave willow together, and you'd have an impenetrable wall. Like, you'd have to cut that shit out of there. I bought thousands not free. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. What are you looking forward to at the Self-reliance Festival? I want to see Jack Talk. I want to see Bear Talk. Looking forward to being face to face with the EMP Shield guys. Billy Bond, man, I'm very excited. Billy will be here early. You know, a lot of people start getting in Thursday, vendors and stuff, and then Billy's class is Friday. Man, Bear. I'm excited to see Bear. There's a lot of people. Like, I'm not even sure all the people that are coming. There's so many people on the list. I haven't even looked at it. My garlic is insane. Is all garlic very easy? I haven't ever grown garlic, and it does look very easy, doesn't it? It does look easy. Watched a video on laying hedgerows. Dude said you can't use willows as stakes because it will root into a new tree. Yep. I got my M4 micro today and the sweet free gift bag. Awesome stuff. Can't say enough. Andrew, what color micro rig did you get, man? What kind of micro? Ed Calderon? Yeah, I actually know Ed. Yeah, I'm familiar with him. I'm taking a class from him after Sanford's class this month. Right on. Are you here at Sanford's class here in this town? Is Ed coming here also? Is that what I'm hearing? Sorry, I'm going to miss this one. Sue's surgery and my mom, I can't leave. I understand. I understand. Our next one is in October. Hey, have you read the law? What is it a book? What law? What are we talking? I need a few more words there. Cleveland, okay, Cleveland. No, I've not read that. I don't read books. Like, if I fucking sit down to read a book, I'll fall asleep. Literally 5 minutes, I'll be asleep. I listen to audiobooks, some. Snow cone season. Tyler, I guess I need an ice machine. Small enough to fit in this kitchen. I have no room for it. And I want it to make like little ball ice, I guess, like slush puppies had in them, like Sonic ice. Iowa, what's up? Anyone talking about worms or the benefits of vermicomposting? There's a huge company out of Arizona, does tons of vermicomposting. You guys might actually look into farming soldier flies as well. They do hundreds of pounds out of a 10 by 10 shipping container. They just spray foam the inside of it. When you let them, so they basically have eggs or pupa or whatever that become like maggots. And when they turn into flies, the flies have no mouths, so they never feed. The flies breed and then make more soldier fly larvae. But you can take that shit, there's a machine, it's a big fucking machine, and you microwave these things. It's got a conveyor belt and shit on them, and the machine is about $6,000. So they're making thousands of pounds of soldier fly larvae, and fresh soldier fly larvae, everything fucking will eat it. All of your chickens and everything will eat it. Super high protein. And you don't have to feed it. Now you hear like soldier fly buckets and you take dead possums and raccoons and shit. Totally, you can do that. And they get in there, the flies go in, they lay the eggs hatch and become maggots, and the maggots work their way out and drop onto the ground. You have like a pan or the lid of a trash can underneath, so when the maggot hits it, it makes a very distinct sound. The chickens know what that is and come running. Now, those buckets, those maggot buckets, those are eating dead shit, right? So if you took that maggot and you crushed it, it would smell like rotten shit, rotten dead animal, right? Because that's what it's engulfed with. They're using, like the farms breeding soldier flies are using the tailings, the leftover from brewery, right? So brewery grains, and they're feeding other shit, right? So those things, they don't have that smell if you crushed them. They're not eating rotten shit. Anyways, you can take these and feed them straight to your animals. You can also bag them. You can microwave them and bag these things up just like, mealworm treats for your chickens. And at which point they're very stable and they're dry. Smallest of those ice machines I'm familiar with is 4x4x8. That's a lot. That's a big machine. Is that like raising Dubai roach colonies for up? Kind of. Anyways, just type that shit into YouTube, and you'll find the channel. Like everything I'm talking about, the vermicomposting, it's the same channel. He just talks about food production, and that's what he's always talking about is raising bugs to feed, livestock. Looking for ways to shade my patio garden late afternoon sun. So Jen, we took 4x4s and sunk them. I think we're 30 inches in the ground, and ran a 2x6 across the tops, tying them all together. And then we ran cables. So we actually bought shade cloth. It's got grommets, and you can see it in some of the videos. It loaded up with snow. We didn't take it down early enough. So this year when we put it back up, which is like now almost, we need to put up shade cloth like right now. But we're going to use bolt snaps, which are, dog leash hardware, so that we can just undo them before there is a snow load in them. The first year we put them in place, they were in with like these things that mush together. I don't know what they're called, but they're to hold the wire cable into a loop. And they were semi-permanent. We had to use tools to undo them. So we're going to do them with bolt snaps this year so that we can just take it down and fold it up. Have you thought about growing koi in your aqua system for selling when they get bigger, or are you draining the system for the winter? I got 3,000 gallon koi pond. Okay, Travis, so I have koi. I have butterfly koi, the cheap ones. And I have some koi in the system right now that are 14 inches. Cody netted one up today. And then we were feeding like Blue Mountain, organic, non-soy, blah, blah, blah. And that stuff became impossible to get. So we're using a lesser feed. And as you know with koi, color in the koi has a lot to do with quality of the feed. So Jack Spirko talked about that quite a bit. He's like, I just go buy 10-cent goldfish, feeder goldfish, grow them up and sell them as fancy Asian carps or fancy pond carp or whatever. So yeah, you want to find the yuppies in Nashville, and that's going to be your mark, for me, right? Yes, we have koi in the system. That's all we have in there because we're not looking to farm fish. We have them because we need the piss and the shit. And then I have roughly 3, 6, 9, 18, 2,100 gallons is my system. It's 7 IBC totes, 55-gallon drum for a particle separator. And then we're using floating raft systems. And really, if anything, I don't have enough plants in there right now. We did just put in a bunch of water hyacinth. And I say a bunch. We put in 6 water hyacinth plants. And we already have, there's probably 40 of them. They've already divided and divided. They say that one plant will cover half of an acre within 6 months. And Spirko and Nick Ferguson both say, like, fucking everything eats water hyacinth. Pellet ice. Yes, Bob, pellet ice. That's exact. I need some kind of ice machine. She wants it. She doesn't ask for much. Billy Magnum, what up? Yeah, so Jen, you're looking for shade cloth. Just get online, look up shade cloth. You'll find places, and it's not super expensive. It's not really expensive. You'll find places online that will make your shade cloth whatever dimensions you want, and they'll sew it, they'll grommet it. You can get different colors. You can get 50%, 75%, 20%, 30%. You can get exactly what you want. Now, locally, you can go to Tractor Supply and buy shade cloth. And you can get like 10 by 20, 20 by 20. Bootstrap Farmer, they have shade cloth. You can get big pieces. I have an entire shade cloth that covers my 16 by 65 foot row house. So it's 16 feet wide, but if you laid that thing out, I'll bet you it's 25 feet when it's laying flat on the ground, 25 by 65. And you can get different percentages. And then we can also, if we wanted to, we could just strip the plastic off the row house and just use the shade cloth. Which would also be good if you had something delicate that you wanted to like keep birds off of or something. You could grow in there, get a good air ventilation through there, but anything like bees couldn't even get through that shade cloth, especially if you batten your ends up correctly. Not that you don't want bees, I'm just using it as a size example, right? Like flies, they get in through cracks and where you have overlaps in doors and stuff, but most of your pest load is not going to get in there. At least anything flying. Got home, about to load truck for tomorrow project. Right on. What's tomorrow's project? What are you doing? Ice poof. What's that? What's up? Good evening. Yeah, I've heard Jack say that. I was thinking you had goldfish for some reason. I originally got the koi for resale purpose. Started with 10 last year. There's 60 now. So do they breed on their own? I had a friend that bred a lot of cichlids, and he kept them in kiddie pools. And they would breed after rain hit the water, right? He would have the heavy rainfall hit the water. That would cause them to spawn. I don't know anything about breeding goldfish. We put 1,000 ambrosia in our pond, and now it looks like that. Like I thought ambrosias were fathead minnows, but they're very pinkish color, right? Look like little tiny feeder goldfish, and they've schooled up into multiple schools. And then that's in the big pond, and I've got them in the IBC. I've got them in one of the IBC totes also, in the system. And then we put in 100 red ear shellcracker, red ear sunfish, and 100 bluegill. We put those in a couple weeks ago. Now, when you go to the pond, especially at night, but today we were out at the pond today, there's schools of fish swimming around that look like they're baby bass. They're probably, I want to say they're about 4 inches, and whatever it is not anything we put in there. And there's a lot of them. Outside prepping chicken tractor for 250 broilers that are coming. Are you running 250 in one tractor? How big's that tractor? I'm just trying to be like you, permapasters. I'm just trying to be like you, buddy. I want you to come here and be like, there it is. Look, there it is. Did you get yours? Red Ripper cowpea. And I got the inoculant somewhere here. How do you feel about tiered, layered hydroponic herb pots that mount on a wall? Oh, I think they're beautiful, man. I think they're beautiful. I feel like it's probably bullshit. Man, you wanna spend some time, and I'm about to mess you up here too. Like, you probably shouldn't do what I'm about to tell you. Pinterest. Get on Pinterest and put in aquaponics, hydroponics, kitchen garden. Man, there is some beautiful stuff on there. I saw guys were taking like ammo crates and like explosive crates and hanging them from chains and then planting those on a wall. They've got this grid you can put onto your wall that basically just has a bunch of plants. It's almost like my my green stock planter, but it's flat, goes on a wall, has pockets basically. There's some beautiful stuff you can do. But a lot of times when you're doing like that reclaimed stuff and using reclaimed things, man, if I paid myself minimum wage, I'd be financially ahead if I just bought brand new stuff rather than trying to use reclaimed stuff. So I've been going to my local Bass Pro Shop and haven't seen a run on ammo. Why do you think that is? Because it's Bass Pro Shop and everybody knows that's the most expensive place in the world. Guys, I'll get a hair up my ass and want to go to Bass Pro Shop about twice a year. And I like going to Bass Pro Shop, especially different ones. But they don't have anything like, if you're buying something at Bass Pro Shop, you know there is a higher quality product somewhere else. And if you're buying anything at Bass Pro Shop, you know you can buy it for considerably less money somewhere else. The exact same thing. We bought a lot of cold weather clothing at Bass Pro Shop this year at several different locations. So we were at Bass Pro Shop a couple dozen times this year. The one in Chattanooga is pretty nice. It's small. The one in Memphis is awesome. It's huge. If you're ever in Memphis, even if you're not shopping for anything, you should go to Bass Pro Shop. It's very neat in there. Trying to repurpose forklift pallets as planters. Oh, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see what that looks like. I'm assuming some stability in the system helps. You might be doing water changes and moving too much for them. Just a guess. I'm new with fish myself, so I'm still learning. Not sure what that's in reply to. Guys, if you don't know, Permapastures, that's who we were speaking about earlier when I said Billy Bond. Billy is going to be here next week, and he's doing a pig butchering class. If you want to see how to turn live animal into meat in a very efficient way and a usable product, Friday is the day that that's happening. On Saturday, we're eating those pigs. Is it easier to grow birds, rabbits, or fish? Depending on the fish, right? Depends on the kind of fish. But fish, you have to deal with water. And like somebody earlier had asked about the koi, right? So we have butterfly koi, and my system freezes every now and then for about 2 weeks. And when I say freezes, I mean 300 gallons of water freezes into a solid block ice cube. And there's 10 inches on each side because it freezes up and evaporates. There's 10 inches on each side where you could stick your whole arm down to the bottom of the IBC tote. Those fish still live. Like, we don't even winterize our system. We let it freeze. When it unfreezes, we turn the pump back on, and where we see water leaking, we sawzall that piece out and we put new hardware on. Like, we don't even bother draining the system. We just let Mother Nature crack and break, and we just repair it. It's faster to repair it than to even mess with it. And our fish, like the coldest time it ever was, we're like, oh, for sure it killed the fish. We put more fish in, and what we found is we still had all of our old fish. Contractors I know are buying reclaimed old redwood and cedar and running it through a planer and getting better product than some. Oh, I'll bet they are, man. I'll bet they are. I think there's only like 3 tickets left for the pork processing workshop. Probably redneck, but everybody has a price, and Billy doesn't hate money, right? That's going to happen outside. We have plenty of room for people to stand. The price might go up. I don't know. That's not my side of it. But if you showed up and you're like, I really want to do this pork processing, I'm sure for the right price you could get in there, no problem. Yeah, the guy I got them from said they go nuts every year. He has like 70 in a 500-gallon pond. Very prolific breeders in the system, and gives them away. Right on. That's cool. 12 by 8, and we'll run 85 per tractor. Holy shit! How many times are you pulling them more than once a day? I run a 12 by 12 with 50 Cornish cross, and that's pretty heavy. Like when we move them once a day, and on some days you're like, man, this grass is burnt to shit. Building a gate door and rerouting natural gas line added a different heat pump AC system now. Right on. Right on. Sounds like a lot of work. You can roll up the sides on the plastic to help keep the greenhouse cooler too. Yes, absolutely, Josh. You certainly can. And some of them are fancy. They roll up. Some of them are real nice. And if you get on Farm Tech's a great catalog. Farm Tech has a great website. They've got YouTube videos on their products. Farm Tech makes a row house for chickens. There's a lot of chicken people that are growing in row houses these last few years. And they've even got like egg mobiles and chicken tractors. Your stocking density, you can put 1,000 in these deals, and it's basically a row house. And it has roost. It has perches basically through there, bars for them to roost on. It has egg boxes, and then they run IBC totes for the water system, and it's plumbed through a pipe all the way through end to end. And then they have an auger trough system for feed. And then you can even automate it to where it will drive itself. But they get very expensive when you start adding more features onto them. Thanks for the tan cop rig. Right on. Alefa, what's up? Yeah, Bass Pro Pyramid. Crazy but cool. Yeah, it's cool. High prices of pallets has made the pallet theft go. Oh, I'll bet it has, Tyler. So when I see guys talking about pallets, right, I always want to ask, like, do you need a pallet or are you after the wood, right? Because there's different answers to that. If you need a pallet, then you need a pallet. Most people getting pallets, they want to burn them or they want to build them into other things. And what I found is if you search pallet wood on Marketplace, you will find a ton of sawmills that are cutting the pallet wood and they've never been assembled. Shit, that saves me a ton of time, a huge amount of time. Do you think people have money to panic buy guns and ammo and food? I think that the middle class is being shifted, right? So if you're in the middle class, you're making more money or you're making less money. And the people who were at the higher end of the middle class, they're all still making money. It's the normal, it's the people that allowed themselves to be shifted downward. The people who for the last 3 years maybe didn't move out of the city, didn't take their side hustle and figure out how to monetize it, didn't set their position in life to where they could quit their job, right? Fuel prices are up, people are grumbling, I can't afford to go to work. I'm seeing that all over the place. Amazingly, it's nobody that I fucking know saying that, right? Because most of the people that I know, they are doing shit and they are in demand. most of the people I know, they have money and they have the ability to make money. So when they want something, they just get things. So would they panic buy? I think so, man. I think if there are guns for sale, I think people will buy them. People always do dumb shit anyways. They will. You ever notice that homeless motherfuckers always have drugs? Alcoholics always have alcohol. You will find a way to get the things you want to get. Just bought a sticker printing machine. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Do you do any old school curing on your hams and porks? Salt curing, cold smoking. Do you think people have money? I was worried about that, but they will have access to an area that is fenced with poultry netting. We did 50 in our high tunnels over the winter. Right on, that's cool. What kind of high tunnels you got, Jeremy P? Bob, John Witherspoon's bringing the pig. Billy Bond, do you want another pig? We know some guys that have pigs. Bob Lester, in fact, has pigs. Get all the 380p while you can. Are we talking? Is 380p ammo? Are you talking about that short 9mm stuff? And I almost have it paid off by doing side jobs. We just bought a sticker. Oh, that's cool. That's great. Scored some cheap pallets, moving buckets off of the junky ones and shrink wrapping. Yes, indeed. We do country hams with kosher salt. But we do that sort of thing in the fall. And you need a salt box, right, Billy? What size salt box in the perfect world? What are we, 3x3x3, 4x4x3? And I know some of you you're not gonna believe this. You might want to have some salt sitting around if you're planning on salt curing hams. Just bought a pallet of Federal HST 9mm. That sounds baller. What's a pallet of that stuff look like? How many rounds is a pallet? I got buddies that buy ammo by the 55-gallon drums. I remember James went and picked up a pallet of ammo from Barrett, right? Barrett Firearms. And when he got in, I was surprised. What I thought a pallet looked like was very different from the reality of what a pallet looked like. We operate a vegetable farm, so it's multi-purpose. Came from Rimmel. Oh yeah, I like Rimmel stuff a lot. Steel frame, double layer plastic. So you're running an inflator system. Tried your advice about getting up early. Been up since 4:30 and feeling good. Mike, that's what I find, right? So I go to bed 11:30 to 12:30. I mean, and when I say go to bed, I mean asleep, right? Typically, I am in bed 10:30. I go to sleep, last lights off, head on the pillow, usually about 12. And when I do that, if I wake up at 3, I'll have energy the rest of the day. If I wake up at 3 and I don't get up at 3, I will have less energy. If I wake up at 4:30 and I jump up, I am rested, ready to go. But if I go, I think I need more sleep, right? I haven't slept enough. I'm going to go ahead and sleep. And I sleep till 6 or 7. I am never fully awake that day. I have brain fog. And by nighttime, I'm needing a nap or I'm going to go to bed early. It's that circadian rhythm, I guess, right? And I think it's different for different people. But when I go to sleep and then I wake up, if I get up, I can function and perform. They used to sell 5.56 bulk in 55-gallon drums years ago. That would have been very good inventory. Tom, I have a friend that has some military contract stuff, and he makes 5.56, and he sells it in 55-gallon drums. Just got back from town, worked in the garden this afternoon, put in 4 runs of corn, okra, and cabbage, hooking up a watering system. John, is doing a ton of stuff. Every time he sends me pictures, it is impressive. And Billy Bond, if you're on here, John Witherspoon is the man that is bringing the pig. What's the best way to store salt? Out of the rain. Salt is salt, right? What's going to happen to it? It'll solidify. It's a mineral. It doesn't go away. You might have to chip it up. You might have to break it up. That's going to be a lot of work. You could probably put it through a grist mill or grinder. But ideally, you know, dry. Dry, right? Don't they say not to vacuum pack salt? Or is that sugar? Because it comes a brick, right? Same with sugar. Sugar over time gets very hard and solidifies. Not sure there's enough time allocated to do another pig. I use another method that doesn't require a salt box. We pack it in salt, wrap in parchment paper, stuff ham in sock, and hang it right on. Where's ideal to hang that? Do we want to hang that like in a kitchen, or do we want to hang that up in the rafters in the garage or a barn, or does that want to go into like a root cellar? We hang it for at least 6 months. Animal pallets are different from normal pallets. Cashed in my aluminum cans today. Price of aluminum cans is 60 cents per pound, down from 80 a couple weeks ago. Do you have a hookup on thick and wide plastic sheeting? Check Bootstrap Farmers. Bootstrap Farmers. Check Farmer's Friend. That's the one I have, and they have plastic sheeting for our greenhouse. Farm Tech will have anything you want. Rimmel, R-I-M-O-L greenhouses, they will probably have what you're looking for. And when you start searching those, others will come up as well. If you want to know why salt has an expiration date, because New Jersey. I don't know what that's about, but it's New Jersey, so. Salt might be necessary for that. Laugh out loud, Billy, that because of humidity. All right, guys, a couple more minutes, and I'm going to get off of here. Hope everybody has a good, great weekend. And when you're off of here, I assume that most of you will still have... See, we were talking about pallets, right? I actually buy pallets right here from Home Depot. They're already broken down. And all the pieces are in there. And I get a lot of different thicknesses and width of wood also. And then I torch them. First I stain them and torch them, and then some of them I torch and then stain. Do pallet walls with. I have a couple of pallet. Actually, I have quite a bit of pallet walls in this building, but like right there. And then I think I'm going to order some brands so that we can brand them like with little combat cocks and SOE logos and stuff, different sizes. Are the bags of salt for water? Are the bags of salt for water softener usable for curing food? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if there's another chemical in there. I've always thought it was just salt. Old pallets are great for herb gardens to hand on the wall outside. So we did that. We did that a couple years, and we had lettuces in it. And then a ton of people like lost their shit over it, and they're like, oh my God, it's toxic. Pallets are treated. They're sprayed with mercury. So, I mean, there's always somebody that's worried about you dying, yet they're not doing any of the thing that they're warning you about. We throw away so much good lumber at work, we can't take it now because people were stealing things. That's nuts. Salt can be put in regular buckets and closed lid. So I have buckets of salt. I actually do have buckets of salt. Not if they're only stamped HT, heat treated. Good to know. Good to know. Where you find that pallet wood at in store, I've never seen it at Home Depot. So Travis, I order them online, homedepot.com, and put in pallet. You're gonna have to scroll a little bit. There's usually like 3 pages, but you'll find them. And if you order, I think the magic number is 20. If you order 20, you get free shipping on it. They'll ship it to the store, but I ordered 20 and a semi-truck pulled up here, and I've ordered them 3 different times. Semi-truck rolls up, lift gates down 20 of these things, and drives away. And that price includes shipping. And it's $20 a pallet is what it is. It was $20 per box. But for me, it was worth it because I came in here on a Friday night and took them out, put them in their sizes, ripped down the odd sizes so that they would run in a line the way I needed to. And then I just threw them on the ground and torched them and started staining them. You need pure salt for curing. Water softener salts have other stuff. There we go. 5 gallons of salt is going to be heavy. Yeah, 5 gallons of rice is heavy too. I mean, it's heavy. So guys, with your buckets, right? There's an example. Here's an example of it right here. Why are those on the ground? Because that lid is busted in. So I didn't put these under here. I had always intended to move these buckets. Yeah, it broke all the way across. So at we had a lot of buckets, right? And we had them stacked 3 high. And what we found is the bottom one, just from being 3 high, and these ones here are 4 high, the bottom one would cookie cutter out the lid. The bottom lid would fail. Now the fix for that is just run some lumber across there, right? Put your bottom row or whatever, and then put a 4x8 sheet of plywood. Put all your buckets in a 4x8 area, put a sheet of plywood, put your next buckets, put a sheet of plywood, and it doesn't have to be plywood. It can just be 2x6s, right? If you're storing a bunch of 2x6s, that's a way to store them. It'll keep your lids from breaking. You could probably use furring strips in there. It's just to disperse the weight so that the weight of that top bucket is not pushing down. But there's a perfect example right there. And I believe that right there is popcorn in there. Obviously those aren't in Mylar, some of them. I get pallets free all the time. Lots of business put them out free. Yeah, we see, when I buy pallets, I buy a trailer load of pallets, and the last time I bought pallets, I think we bought 106, I think 106 fit in the trailer. And I paid $4 a piece for them. So I was fine with that. Most pallets heat treated, pine, that's why they rot. Also have gotten a lot of wire spools that use for tiered garden for free. Yeah, you could totally take those wire spools and put chicken wire around them and then fill them up with soil, right? You could take them wire spools, start putting chicken wire, fill them up with straw and a little bit of soil, and just put sweet potato slips in there, and that thing, I'll bet that sucker would fill all the way up with sweet potatoes. Any patch wall hangs coming out anytime soon? We have some. There's some up there. I saw two black ones go out yesterday. I use spools for bases and greenhouse tables. Man, where do I get that expanded metal? They're like 4x8 L bracket frames with expanded metal. They're black, you know, like Home Depot and Lowe's. You just set them up on cinder blocks and then you put all your potted plants on them. Where do I get those? I've never seen those for sale. I would think there's some, like where you would buy pallet racking or something. They probably have that industrial, like Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. There's thousands of those things out there. Craigslist has a company advertising them, not cheap. Trying to get my power line buddy to get me some spools. There's some huge ones right on. Do you guys fix belts? We fix our belts. If you're having like a Velcro issue or whatever, like the deal. So if you've got a belt that's trashed or you've changed sizes, you send the belt back $35. You mail it back to us. We build you a brand new belt. If you have some Velcro coming off, yeah, send it in. We'll sew it on there. We usually ask, like, hey, send me a picture of the issue so I know what I'm dealing with. Dog got it. Yeah, we're probably not repairing that. That's going to be a $35. You send that belt in, $35. Info's on the website. You can send me an email and I'll give you a copy paste on how to get it back, what's required. $35, we build you a new belt. I can fab you up a bunch of those racks in no time if I got the material. Where are you, Tyler? Where are you? I need a sheep tractor. I want it, I think I want 10 by 20. And I want a couple more chicken tractors and I need some more rabbit tractors. You guys want gummy bears? We got gummy bears. It's Colorado. I'll jump a flight right on. Right on. I go to break down cardboard, right? Because we're gonna lay it under wood chips. And I'll realize that I've spent literally an hour pulling tape off of boxes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Those can go in the dumpster. All right, guys, you have a great night. If you need something, send me an email. Panic Prepper episode 11's out. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Please leave us some comments. Click that little share button and just share it up on your YouTube for your friends to get a laugh about it. That really does help us. And that's on any social media. When you're scrolling through, if you listen to my videos every morning, hit the like button. Hit the share button. That really helps a lot. You guys notice that we put up 4 or 5 videos every day and some of our videos only have 200 views on them? That's because YouTube is not showing them to people. The way we beat that is with you guys sharing those videos. All right, guys. Good night.